If anybody knows me, will probably tell you that I don't get excited to see movies in January. This is the time of the year that's been known for the dumping ground of some lackluster films. It didn't really encourage me when I saw trailers for The Nut Job. I actually found myself thinking, wow, this looks like the most unoriginal, bottom barrel scraping movie that could possibly have come out. With the Weinstein's name attached to international distribution, I wasn't encouraged. And when I finally got around to seeing it, I didn't like it. What I didn't know was that unlike myself, there were people who were looking forward to this movie. As it turns out, this isn't the first time these characters came to fruition. As a matter of fact, the movie is an expansion from a previous short in 2005 called Squirrel. I really couldn't find much on the film or its production. I'm not even sure if it's just a student film or an independent production. Probably the latter, because the director was part of the visual effects team to make movies like Dinosaur and Toy Story 2. What I can say is that given my expectations after seeing a movie that literally broke me in spirit and faith, I found the short to be more entertaining. I mean, it didn't make me go, yeah, this deserves a feature film treatment, but given what I saw, I wasn't disappointed. Of course you can't be disappointed from watching videos online for free. However, given what I was expected from a movie like The Nut Job, I actually found that the original short to be a decent genre short that goes beyond being a simple parody. For starters, the movie has a stupid premise when you quickly summarize it. An anthropomorphic squirrel and his rat friend decide to steal a pizza. What you don't expect is that the story is parallel to a bank heist going on next to them. So the consequences of them stealing a pizza is complemented to the gun shootings and high-speed car chases. If anything, it makes something as silly as a rodent stealing a pizza seem pretty serious. It's a lot like in The Great Mouse Detective, where the adventures of Sherlock Holmes was parallel to what Basil of Baker Street was doing next door. If you were curious, this is done in the movie as well. Unlike the short, the movie has a really hard time trying to get the main story with the bank heist. I don't even think we can blame trying to stretch it out to a longer running time, because we've seen animated heist films done better than this. Whatever, back to the short. The main characters are the squirrel and the rat, however their opponents are the other denizens of the park, trying to get them to share their earnings. Granted, this is where the common kitty fare comes into play, but when they do flash back to the bank heist, it gets my attention again. It almost seems appropriate that they managed to get Will Arnett to play the voice of the squirrel in the movie, because the short depicts the type of sleazy, nonchalant characters he plays. He's your absent-minded trickster, whose luck and timing couldn't get any worse. Frankly, it isn't original, and I'm certain you could see the influence of Cat Dog or any of the Looney Tunes in this short. However, given the consequences in the situation, it made it tolerable. I will say that the animation by today's standards is pretty weak. However, this was back in 2005, when computer animation was catching on as an economic alternative for independent animators. So obviously, in a cheaper production, you wouldn't be able to afford deep textures or rendering. However, it does complement the overall tone and style. So given what I saw from the feature-length companion, I do not regret having seen this short. So while this won't change my disposition towards movie-going during January, I will recommend Surly Squirrel for animation fans who wouldn't mind watching a decent bank heist thriller starring a pair of rodents. It will save you the annoying voices of Brendan Fraser, lazy gas jokes, and the Gangnam Style.
Open Gangnam Style.